get to it. Let's get into it. Recent WWE releases. You want me to read down the list here?
Yeah, sure.
Who we got? Okay. So, Duke Hudson, be honest, don't know who that is.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Don't know.
I know of him vaguely.
Paul Ellering, K. We barely see the AOP.
Yeah.
Right. Akam from AOP and Razor.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the whole AOP is gone. Cedric Alexander, I'm going to be honest, I didn't realize he was still there. When's the last time they used him?
Well, he's almost at his 90 days, so this was a couple months ago when he got released.
Okay, so yeah, okay.
But he's a little less recent.
Okay. Well,
So
great wrestler, though.
Was he the one that was in Hurt? The Hurt
Yes.
business?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
I would love to see him back with them, too.
with the Syndicate. And
Sonya Deville.
Okay.
I haven't seen her. Well, last thing I remember her really doing anything was that whole thing with her Mandy Rose.
Yeah.
Otis. They did a little storyline.
Oh, yeah.
Golf. I was
Yeah.
back during COVID, but
Yeah, some of these are a little bit older, but
Yeah.
this is just the list that they have.
right.
Blair Davenport,
Okay.
no clue who that is.
I vaguely know of her.
Okay. Carl Anderson. That's what?
Yeah.
He's been gone.
He's a little bit.
A little bit older. Okay.
Yeah, that's a little bit.
Solid spine buster.
Luke Gallows, both of them, great wrestlers. Thought
Yeah.
they'd been gone. Yeah. Isla Dawn.
Isla Dawn.
Isla. See, I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, I believe she's Irish.
Yeah. Giovanni Vinci.
Yeah, his career took a downturn once they removed him from Imperium.
Yeah. Electra Lopez.
I don't remember seeing her in
Nope, don't remember
probably a years.
Carmella. Yeah, she's been off TV for a while.
Well, she had a baby.
Yeah. Braun Strowman. That's kind of a
Again.
surprise.
Somewhat of a surprise.
Somewhat of it, Shayna Baszler, it was crazy because they was like pushing her to the sky when she first came.
And then
Right.
And I never
dropped
really
her.
liked her, but it's for the way they pushed her, then to turn around and just be like, yeah, we got nothing for you is
Right.
a little insane. My favorite, Dakota Kai.
I know you loved.
I love Dakota Kai. So, it's funny because I seen somebody say like, hey, as soon as she like took on her Samoan side and went back to her curly hair, WWE was like, all right, no more. So, Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. So, Katana or Casey Catanzaro for the, was it American Ninja Warrior fans out there? My daughter used to love her when she was younger on American Ninja Warrior.
Oh, she was great in Ninja Warrior.
They really didn't do much with her in WWE other than like a couple Royal Rumble spots.
Yeah.
So Kaden Carter, I guess, that sucks for
Damian Priest.
Damian Priest, yeah. I think that's his girl. I'm pretty sure.
I see them in stuff together all the time.
All the time, yeah.
The bisexual Undertaker, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Cora Jade.
She was cool. She was good.
Yeah, I didn't, Gigi Dolan, I didn't understand that. I didn't, but I liked Gigi.
Yeah.
And then I like Toxic Attraction personally.
Yeah.
I didn't understand why you break them up, get rid of one, and then they put the title on the other one, didn't they?
I think so.
Yeah, they put the NXT, which that didn't make sense either.
Yeah, I guess one of those.
Eddie Thorpe, okay, he was just in that big match against Trick.
Yeah,
they had the what's that no ropes match called? What's it called? The Underground.
Yeah,
but then it was like he lost that match to Trick, and then they was like he wasn't even on NXT for a while, and then he like came back for like one more show and
gone.
Yeah, I guess that's it. So I couldn't understand what his character was.
Yeah. Some of these I get because you're just like, okay, you got to get rid of some people,
right?
But
yeah, Joe Chaffee, Mark Chaffee, and
Wolfgang, I liked.
Yeah,
Wolfgang was good.
Yeah, Riley Osborne.
No idea who that is.
Yeah, I remember seeing him like once or twice on NXT.
Yeah, I remember seeing him, but
yeah,
I don't think I ever seen him wrestle.
Jakara Jackson. See, this is another one. I felt like she had a lot of personality.
Yeah,
and it seemed, and then they broke her and like Lash Legend in them up, and then it was like, all right, bye.
Because she was in that group with Lash. What were they called? Because it was Lash Legend, her, Noam Dar.
Noam Dar, yep.
I can't remember what they were called.
But like literally when Noam Dar came back, they was like, as soon as he came back, they were like, oh yeah, we're breaking up, and then they was like, oh, like went about their separate ways. I was like, we're all gonna be stars, and then they were like, boom, she's released. So I know I seen her drop a promo. She's going as like Mara Sade now, or
I seen something on Twitter. I can't remember much.
I watched a little promo. Oro Mensa.
No idea who that is.
I don't know.
Honestly, we can skip the rest of the line. Like most of no one's really notable except for two.
Carlito. Oh, Valhalla got released. I didn't realize.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And then Carlito and R-Truth. The rest of these people really don't matter.
Yeah, and we can throw in Indy Hartwell in there too.
Yeah.
I think she's gone as well.
Obviously, R-Truth was the big one.
Right. Yeah.
And people were absolutely pissed.
Rightfully so.
Yes.
And yeah, absolutely. But so for a second, when he came back at Money in the Bank, I was like, did WWE just swerve us? I was like, did they really just get us? I was like, I never really fall for that, but I was pissed they got rid of R-Truth. Then R-Truth was like, no, it wasn't. It was like,
I knew from the jump that wasn't a setup.
Yeah,
right.
They fired him, and everyone got pissed, and they're like, "Dog, we can't alienate our entire locker room."
Yeah. Yeah,
it's one thing if just the fans get pissed at us; they'll get over it eventually,
right?
But the entire locker room.
Apparently, they told them like no one can wear R-Truth gear.
Yeah,
like on the show, and I guess Rhea Ripley, I think they said, still had it on. Like,
yeah,
and I'm like, R-Truth is loved by everyone.
Everyone. I think there's two people that are universally loved in the WWE: R-Truth and Big E.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can't just be like, oh, you're making a little too much. We got to get rid of you. There's certain people that are just exceptions to the rule.
Dude, I'm seeing that they said that they don't want to pay Roman Reigns as much as he's getting paid.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's the big dog for a reason.
Yeah,
like he's the draw.
But this is what happens when you have multi-million-dollar corporations taking over the company instead of wrestling people.
Yes.
They're looking at the numbers. You're working X amount of dates and we're paying you X amount of money. The numbers ain't adding up.
Did you see he cut his like dreads off for his promo? He's no longer R-Truth.
Yeah,
he's Ron Killings.
He's going by his real name.
I think they're probably gonna just be like, here, just take a title. I think just because of like how much like support he had.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's why they're like, all right, look, R-Truth as a character, we don't want to put the character or a title on
R-Truth,
a joke of a character.
Yeah.
So let's turn him serious, and we'll probably put maybe hopefully even like the world championship on him.
I would love for him to get even a short little run.
Yeah.
But my whole thing is the company is one thing I want to say is they're talking out their ass because not speaking on R-Truth was an exception. They should have never let him go. When you're someone that's universally loved, you're a vet.
Yeah.
Everyone loves you. Let him ride out as long as he wants to. But one of the things that pissed me off is when they let Dakota Kai go. They said one of the reasons she had to go is because of her age.
She's like 33, if that.
Yeah. But you still have people like CM Punk.
Yeah, who's almost 50.
Roman Reigns is 40.
Roman Reigns,
Yeah,
AJ Styles.
He's a couple months younger than me. So, yeah.
Like all of these people who are considerably older.
Right.
They're still on there.
Nia Jax.
Nia Jax, I believe, is older than Dakota Kai. If not, they're really close in age.
No,
Natalia's older.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think they should let Natalya go. Not for like any reason, then you're not using her. And I think she'd be a good addition to any locker room.
They screwed her. They screwed over a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Because they re-signed Natalya because they were saying her contract is coming up, and people was already saying, get her to AEW.
Yeah.
Make her like the trainer of the women's division and make some of these young girls that are in AEW that need a little seasoning get under her wing and get good.
Yeah.
As soon as that started floating around, they gave her a contract.
That's what I'm saying.
And then did absolutely nothing with her.
And that's what I'm saying. She would be a great addition to any locker room she walks in.
Right.
Like she's that good.
Like what's crazy is for some reason they let her go in the NWA and do a match.
Yeah.
And the promo she cut before she did that match was the best I've ever seen her do. I'm like, where the fuck was this during her entire WWE career? Because
remember Vince had her doing that stupid fart gimmick?
Oh my God, that was fucking terrible.
They had her running around with Beth Phoenix. Yeah, she was like,
but
horrible.
Did you see did either of y'all see that promo? Because I think I sent it to you, but
maybe I gotta check it out.
Basically, you know how she's all dressed up and prompt and pretty and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
She starts taking that shit off like this is just a portrayal. Every once in a while, I just gotta hurt somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever she was facing, she's like, "You're not facing Natalya. You're facing Natty, and I'm coming to make you bleed." I'm like, where the fuck was this her entire career?
Right.
This is perfect. She's a heart.
Yeah.
She grew up in the dungeon. That should be her thing. I'm going to stretch you the fuck out. I'm going to hurt you.
Yeah.
That should have been her whole thing. How could they not do that? And for her to drop that promo that showed me it's not a promo reason why she can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's because they just don't want her to.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm going to be completely honest. I think Vince dropped the ball with a lot of people. And I think, was it TKO that came in and took over?
Yes.
I'm gonna complain more about them later. But I think they just was like, okay, well, this person's popular. We'll just keep it going with what, whatever Vince had going. But, and I know a lot of us had hope that with Triple H running, or in a bigger position or kind of like running the show, that things would get better for a lot of people.
Right.
But there's still a lot of great wrestlers, and he can't, push everyone.
Yeah.
Right.
I get that, but it's just some people that I think we wanted to see that,
correct.
Succeed under him. But I guess it is what it is.
But yeah, as far as the releases go, I just don't like the hypocrisy when they're pointing to the ages of people like Dakota Kai, who's not that old.
R-Truth is in his 50s.
Yeah.
Right.
But, everyone loves Truth.
Once again, R-Truth is the exception.
Yeah, everyone loves Truth.
Miz is in his, 40s?
Miz is in his 40s, but like...
Miz is one of those guys, I feel like he's just a WWE guy.
I agree.
I can't see... Like, R-Truth can, leave and possibly go to TNA or go... Well, not possibly. Definitely, you know what I mean?
He was already
in TNA or AEW. Like, Miz, I feel like he's just a WWE guy. Like, I can't see Miz wrestling anywhere else. I think that's it for him if he leaves WWE.
I kind of agree. I think he would fit well in TNA.
I'm not saying he wouldn't fit.
What I'm saying, I would agree that he shows up in TNA, it's just going to feel weird.
Yeah, it's like Aaron Rodgers on the Steelers. I hate it.
See, I honestly think that's not a bad move. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
We're talking about old wrestlers that are still there because Dakota Kai said her age was a problem at age 33.
Okay. Thank you, Tim.
Okay.
Since
it's our podcast.
But
I just don't like the hypocrisy because it's coming around. To me, that reads like, hey, if you're a female and you start getting a little old, you're no longer appealing because you're not pretty enough.
Oh, Dakota Kai is fine, so I'm not.
No, I'm saying that's what them releasing.
No, I know what you're saying. I'm just saying
because
I'm
of her.
agreeing.
They're saying, hey, if you're a female, don't age. If you're not a top tier, if you're not the top of the card wrestler.
Oh, I was wrong. She's actually older than me.
How old is she?
She is 37.
She's 37.
I
Okay.
thought she was younger than me. She's actually a year and 2 months older
But
than me.
she's the same age as a lot of these other people that are still like they're high mid or high tier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that's a BS
But
excuse.
it's a BS excuse, and it just sends a terrible message.
Yes.
You're only valuable as long as you could still be appealing in our eyes.
So she's like the same age as Oscar.
Oscar's in her
Oscar's
40s.
older.
Oscar's in her
43.
40s.
That's what made me, wonder, because I was
Right.
like, well, what does that mean for Oscar? I mean, Oscar's a bigger talent, obviously.
Yeah.
She's Oscar.
She's
but,
Oscar. Like,
yeah,
there's certain people that I think would be more of the exception
yeah.
Right.
because they're just like I don't think no matter how old Rhea Ripley gets, they're not letting her go.
Oh, well,
No.
Rhea's great.
Yeah, that's what I mean. When you're of a certain status in
Right.
their eyes, they'll make an exception. But if you're not of that status,
Right.
they're going to say, screw you because you're not appealing to us anymore.
I mean, I know
and Dakota Kai is good as fuck.
I know it's a little older, but they kept around for a long time. Now, granted, it was under Vince and everything, but Alicia Fox, she was around for a long time.
She was around for a while.
Like,
And overall, she wasn't very good.
no.
Gorgeous Northern Light suplex
Mhm.
and a good scissors kick. And that was about all she had. She's in TNA, I think, now.
Oh, really?
Is she?
Yeah, I think I can't remember what she goes under, but I believe she's in, I'm 90% sure she's in TNA.
Her when they had her, wasn't she like Vicky's assistant or something?
Yeah, she was the wedding planner.
And fooling around with Edge or something.
Yeah.
Like good old
17
Vince.
years. Yeah, she's in TNA.
What is she going by now?
Victoria Crawford.
That's a real
No,
name.
that's her real name. What is she going by
That's
now?
what it says. Or Vix Crow. Vix Crow or Victoria Crawford. They're both like highlighted.
How old is she?
She is only 38.
I didn't even know.
Well, she was in WWE for 17 years. She must
Yeah,
have got
she
in
did.
super young.
Yeah.
super young.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, like I just don't like some of these releases. Shayna Baszler, they dropped the ball with her.
Right.
That story, speaking of Dakota Kai, that storyline Dakota Kai had with Shayna Baszler in NXT was a great angle. You remember that storyline where
Yeah.
Shayna Baszler broke her arm
Yeah.
and then
She came back.
she lost her confidence?
Mhm.
Like Dakota Kai lost her confidence because she was afraid of Shayna Baszler.
Yeah.
That was a great storyline.
That's what I'm saying. It's so weird how they did Shayna Baszler. Like, they
Yeah.
built her up as a monster. Like, even when she was called up, they're still like, this girl's a monster. And I mean, I didn't like her as a wrestler, but I get it. I'm like, she's actually an MMA fighter.
yeah.
So I was like, I get it, but and then I think Ronda Rousey killed her off, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
That was like the end of her, like,
like
so.
I just don't get some of their stuff, but I just don't like the releases. Some of them I get.
Yeah. A bunch of them
Some
I
of them,
understand.
a lot of them I get, honestly. But some I just don't like, primarily R-Truth, because it didn't make sense. You just got rid of him because some numbers guy looked at it and said he's 50-something years old, he's making this much money, he's not worth it. Let him go.
Where did WWE go wrong with Braun Strowman? Like, why isn't he the new version of the Big Show? Not the Big Show that was going like face and heel every week,
Yeah.
but like just the dominant one who was like
WCW
world
Big
champion.
Show?
Yeah, like
yeah.
what is Braun like? Because he got jacked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
He
got
came
in
back
shape.
jacked.
He got
Right.
in shape. Yeah,
He's not for a big guy. He was entertaining in the ring, in my opinion.
I agree.
What was he missing?
Honestly, just an opportunity in my mind.
Because
Why wasn't he ever a Paul Heyman guy?
right. Well, then he had that feud with Lesnar. Of course, they didn't let him get over
Yeah.
on that, and he looked really good against Lesnar. You know what I mean? It's like, okay,
He looked really good in a lot of feuds. He had a great feud with Roman.
Mm-hmm.
He had a couple good feuds, and he got over organically on stuff. Like when he started that "get these hands" thing,
right,
Yeah.
he just set it off the cuff, and people just loved it.
right.
Right.
And then it showed that he can have a little bit of charisma, and I thought, especially for how green he was when he was first brought up to the main roster.
He was with the Wyatt family.
Yes,
first, right? Yeah,
they brought him up.
Yeah.
He was the black sheep,
right.
and he was very green. You could tell he had almost no experience.
Right.
But for how far he came, I don't know what happened with him. But they dropped the ball with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like,
it's just a guy that big. Like, he stands out. Like,
Right.
like walking through the airport, if he's holding a championship, you're like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
So I was just wondering. I'm like,
I don't know.
I do wish all these people the best, though.
I do as well.
Future endeavors and all that stuff. And,
I mean, the good thing is that people are getting paid in AEW.
right.
And
You know
from
what I
what
mean?
I'm
Or the
hearing,
indies.
they get paid in the indies too.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
I think it was Indy Hartwell,
mhm.
or maybe it was Cora Jade. I don't remember who it was. One of the ones that just recently got released. Someone, she did a really bloody match in the indies, and someone, some internet troll is going to say, "Oh, you got released from WWE, so now you got to subject yourself to this for peanuts." She's like, I made more in 2 shows than I've made in weeks in WWE.
Zack Ryder was like, I'm not gonna sign again, because he was like, I could have signed with AEW or TNA. He was like, but I'm making so much money. He was like, and I make my own schedule.
Yeah,
Right.
Like, yeah, they're not like, they're stars.
yeah,
People are paying them to come in. They're not like when I wrestled and they're like, hey, no one knows you, take what you can get.
yeah,
And it's like,
Right.
okay, like these people are known, like they're paying them to come there.
yeah.
Like,
So-
they're not making the $10 in a handshake. They're getting paid.
Yeah, they're getting paid separate because the promoters know I put this person and say they're showing up. People are going to pay and come.
And I think the problem with the wrestling community is they hear people like Roman Reigns, like, oh, Roman Reigns makes $15 million a year. So they think
Everyone's getting that.
Yeah, they think everyone's getting paid. And they're like, oh, well, the person on NXT is making, $500,000. No, they're not.
Oh,
No, they're not.
they're making like $30,000-$40,000 a year.
Yeah, and I don't know.
And then they got to pay for their own travel and stuff.
I was about to
which
say,
is
and I don't know
bullshit.
if any of you seen when Maven was talking about it. He was like, my best year. He said his best year, he made like $200K.
Yeah.
He was, I made $200K. And then he was like, but I put $100K into traveling and hotels and everything. He was like, and then all the eating out you have to do because you're running late and all of this. He was like, I probably took home, after all expenses and everything, he was like, probably like $30,000. So picture someone who's making much less.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
So on that note, is there any of these releases you would like to see pop up in TNA or AEW? No one really
Definitely
stands.
Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson.
I believe they went back to Japan.
Oh, yeah.
I believe. I could be wrong.
I like Sonya Deville, but I don't. I mean, Cedric Alexander, I want to see what the Hurt Syndicate back again.
I do, but I don't at the same time. Because I do want to see, I kind of want to see that spot go to somebody who's young that they could build into the next big name. But I wouldn't be mad if they brought him in.
Right.
Cora Jade, I wouldn't mind seeing in AEW.
I about to say Cora Jade in AEW.
Because I think she's talented. Gigi Dolan, I think, would fit wonderfully in TNA.
So, yeah. I was about to say Gigi seems like a TNA person. Yeah. Let's see. Who else we got? Eddie Thorpe, I really don't care about.
Yeah. No.
Maybe TNA for him, though. Like, hone his character, I guess.
I'm honestly in the mindset, do your thing on the indies, build up your name.
Yeah, Jakara, I want to see what she does.
I'd like to see her go on the indies and just build her name up.
Yeah.
That's it. Like,
actually, I like Valhalla. And I think Michael Cole loved her. But
yeah,
I wouldn't mind seeing her in TNA.
She hasn't wrestled in years. She was just kind of after she had the baby.
She wrestled.
She was just kind of there, as far as I remember.
She was at the Royal Rumble last year.
Yeah, but I mean,
Michael Cole was like, if she comes out with the antlers on, it's like it's over, and she did. And then I think R-Truth screwed her over.
Yeah,
I think it was R-Truth that ran in there and it was like her turn.
Took her spot. Like
that's
when he did the we're all the guys.
Where the men at?
That's what I mean. I don't think she, like, after she had the baby, I don't think she wrestled.
Yeah.
She was just kind of there with the War Raiders or the.
Okay.
Yeah,
but that's about it. Like, I liked AOP when they first debuted.
I never liked them.
Funny thing is, I don't know if y'all saw them. I don't know if you was watching, Tim, but they actually injured Anthony Bowens.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, he worked a squash match in NXT with them.
Okay.
And their original finisher is they would powerbomb both of the opponents in the tag team, but they powerbomb one onto the other and pin them both. But when they did it in the match with Anthony Bowens, they accidentally slammed the guy onto his head, so their heads collided, and it gave Anthony Bowens a concussion.
Yeah.
So they had. That's when they changed it to where they would like kind of bump them together when they hold them up for the power bombs.
Yeah,
and then power bomb them separately.
Right.
It used to be just bam, bam on top of each other, but after that happened, it was like, we can't do that.
He's dropping down like that. Yeah,
I can see Braun Strowman ended up in AEW.
I don't know if he would fit because they don't seem to really do anything with big guys there.
And I think that's why he would probably end up there, just to be like, finally, we have a big guy to
Big Bill's
destroy everyone.
Big Bill's still there.
Powerhouse
Hobbs, but they just kind of float in the ether, so to speak.
Yeah, but I think obviously Braun Strowman's a bigger draw than them.
Yeah,
so maybe that could be their. Finally, we have our giant moment. I don't know.
Maybe
just, it is what it is. Whatever.
I wouldn't mind seeing Shayna Baszler because I know you don't like her, Q, but I think her persona is just I'm here to hurt people type thing.
The fact that she sounds like Naruto bugs me. The more I listen to her, like she sounds like the English dub of Naruto. It
believe it.
Yeah. I guess Malik never heard it until like now that he's thinking about it. It's
like, my goodness. But that's about it. I don't.
Yeah, that's all I got.
I don't think I don't really want AEW to become that. Oh, we're just taking all WWE cast-offs. I think they need to be someone that I really think can help the company.
Right.
Yeah.
And I honestly, if R-Truth wouldn't have been signed back, he would have probably been at the top of my list. Because I'd have said, hey, have him come in and act like I saw someone post on Twitter, have him show up in AEW and start talking to like Edge and all those guys. Like, man, haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah,
good to have him pretending like he's still in the WWE, just talking to the old WWE guys. Like, hey, man, how you been, Christian?
That would be great. Hey,
yeah,
where's Michael Cole? Who are you?
Right.